Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I really appreciate you spending this time with me. So over this weekend I was in York, the closest Waterstones to where I live. And I took the time to go look around Waterstones, had a great time with Jess and getting in there and, really having a look around and talking to the staff and just, getting a semblance of back to normality. And we also had a chance to go around some charity shops and pick up some little really good finds. You often find really good deals like books for £1, sometimes like 3 or 4 books for £1, hardcovers for £1, all things like that in charity shops, certainly up here in the north of England. So we always like to have a little look around there as well. So I thought it'd be nice to share these books with you, and I guess it's kind of almost like an automatically updated TBR as well. So the first one I want to share with you is Me Took Pretty One Day by David Sedaris. I couldn't resist starting it a little bit early on the way back. Yes, that is a coaster as a bookmark. It is one of the last David Sedaris books that I needed to finish off my collection. I believe there's just now 2, not including his new stuff that he's coming out with later this year. So I saw this, had to pick it up, really excited to finishing it. Love David Sedaris. So really chuffed with this find. Now, the next 2 books I should have already read, but haven't, unfortunately, until hopefully very soon. Now, Dan Brown, this first one is the Da Vinci Code. Dan Brown is someone, again, I should be very familiar with, as everybody should be, but I'm not. I've watched his masterclass on writing, which is phenomenal, and just watching that, I thought, you know what, it's not usually my type of thing, but I'm definitely going to check it out. He seems to really know his stuff, and he seems like a nice guy and everything, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to check out the Da Vinci Code. I haven't seen the film either, which gives me a great, benefit boost, because I can read this and then go watch Tim Honks do his thing. So yeah, it was the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. So this was £6.99 when it came out, which is about $10 roundabout. But I actually managed to get this in a charity shop deal, which was 3 books for £1, which is like 3 books for, what is it, $1.90 or something. Anyway, that's a really good deal. So the first one I got on that deal was the Da Vinci Code. The second I got on the deal was Angels and Demons to go along with the Da Vinci Code. I know nothing about this series other than the about the films, but again, I haven't even seen the film, so I'm looking forward to getting through these and then really plowing down into that content really. Yeah, super excited. Don't know when we'll get around to getting through these, but hopefully it won't be too much of a bad wait. Now, so what I got for the last book in the 3 books for £1 deal, I actually gave to my sister. I can't even remember. It was some romance that she wanted to read, by E.L. James, I believe. Anyway, I just gave it to her and didn't do too much. Now, the next on the list, I actually got from Amazon about a week ago, but I wanted to include it because I haven't spoken about this yet. It is Art Curious by Jennifer Dazzle. Sorry for butchering that name. I've said that before in a video. Now, I am a huge art fan, and I'm definitely wanting to do my research into art history and get to know a little bit more about certain pieces and definitely artists behind those works. So I started listening to a podcast called Art Curious, fell in love with it, and on the podcast, Jennifer was talking about releasing her book, which has like special information, extra stuff, bonus material and things that you haven't heard on the podcast before. I thought, well, that sounded perfect as well, and you get to see the actual paintings that's referenced in picture form, which of course you don't get to see on a podcast. So Art Curious, couldn't resist it, really looking forward to delving into this. Again, probably going to be waiting a month or so before getting around to it, but I'm super excited. So the next one on the list, which, I don't want to get too political and stuff because it's really not my place. But I was interested in this, so Jess bought me, which I was really happy, which I was really grateful for, and happy to add to the collection. But it is The Truths We Hold, An American Journey, so Kamala Harris, which of course the vice president of the States. Now, I love American politics, I don't know why, because not only is politics not really something that one often loves, and especially, a nation that's thousands and thousands of miles away from where I live. but I just have a real interest in it. Yeah, and I've read quite a few books about the Obama terms and stuff, and yeah, it's just a little bit of a sort of a guilty pleasure of mine, really, a bit of a weird one. So yeah, I saw this. I mentioned to Jess how much I would like to read it one day, and she bought me it. So yeah, really chuffed. I've got a Joe Biden book as well. Again, not like showing any opinions or anything, because one, I don't even live there, and two, it's not my place. I just like reading about politicians in power, and there's something really cool about like the White House and that kind of thing. I'm a massive fan of the House of Cards as well. And that kind of vibe. So yeah, really looking forward to delving into this. I'm a huge fan of the Alyssa Mastromonaco series too, which she talks about what it's like being working in the White House and, you know, living that life, and it's just super interesting. It's just, I don't know why, it just seems so much better than British politics. A little bit more glamorous maybe. And finally, the last book that I picked up, which I think is a bargain actually, it was from Waterstones, so full book price, but it was The World of Jeeves. It's a P.G. Wodehouse omnibus of Jeeves stories, hefty book. But yeah, so it has all of the Jeeves and Worcester stories by P.G. Wodehouse. Now, I've actually narrated My Man Jeeves, which I think is about 8 or 10 Jeeves series. I think it's the first one of the series. I've actually narrated that book and just like fell in love with the whole thing, and ended up buying a few, singular Jeeves stories, and then listening to a little bit of the audiobook narrated by Stephen Fry, which is fantastic. But I didn't own the big bulk of stories, and this was $10.99 for all of them, and I thought, what a great idea. And there's I think it came out around the same time as the new audiobook series did, because it has the same sort of logo, and Stephen Fry's got a lot to do with this. When you open the front page, it said, "What a very, very lucky person you are. Spread out before you are the finest and funniest words from the finest and funniest writer the past century ever knew," by Stephen Fry. This is the Jeeves and Worcester series, The World of Jeeves it's called, by P.G. Wodehouse. And it is, I'm super excited to delving more into the world of Jeeves, as the few stories that I've read so far has just been a blast. It's so witty and funny, and it just goes, and it's so short as well. You can just smash through one just before bed, and it's just that feel good sort of thing. So yeah, super looking forward to getting through all of these. So I'm going to be getting through a few more hauls, I think, in the upcoming future. So please, if you've enjoyed this video, stick around for that. If you have any questions about anything, either audiobook narration related, or anything about these books that are in this haul, please feel free to comment them below, and I will get back to you ASAP. Thank you so much for watching this video, and for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.